July. And I'm jumping on here because this NDAA garbage that the Illuminati invaders are doing here, where they're literally uh, handing over our country, that we don't have, by the way, to Israel hell, you know? So, Israel hell. Um, Start off, we'll watch this real quick, and then I'm going to make a quick phone call to these invaders and tell them to get the hell out again.
I think what's even more concerning is in the NDAA Section 219, which is going to start commingling our military supply chains and technology with Israel's. It doesn't make sense to do that with a country of 10 million people.
You've probably been hearing about this special section of the new NDAA bill, which I think is one of the most treasonous things I've ever seen Congress try to do. And I don't use that word lightly. I know a lot of people overuse it for every little thing. Ron Paul, one of our most authentic and honest congressmen of all time, said merging the U.S. and Israeli armies would be an unprecedented loss of American sovereignty. And just a really quick glance about what it would do. It would likely give the country of Israel access to U.S. defense tech and research, including AI, quantum computing, directed energy, advanced sensing, cyber, electronic warfare, biotechnology, biomanufacturing, and more. It would give Israeli defense companies facilitated access to U.S. supply chains. Listen to how Fox News describes it to Bibi Netanyahu.
Drawing down foreign aid from the United States to Israel be compensated by the proposal to have a merging of some sort between our Pentagon and your military?
Yeah, I'm calling it from aid to partnership.
At the end of this interview, Fox even admits it brings up some issues of sovereignty, which is the bedrock of our entire country.
And move it into,
Right.
bilateral investments for common
Well,
benefit.
it certainly brings up some issues of sovereignty, but we'll have to work that out later. Thank you so much, Prime Minister. We appreciate you joining us.
But apparently we'll have to work that out later because sovereignty is on the back burner for controlled opposition Zionist media like Fox News in their thrilling interview with Bibi Netanyahu. Completely disgraceful that they're trying to do this. And one thing that I find really fascinating, having been in this industry for 10 plus years now and knowing that 99% of the influencers that you think are conservative patriots are really just controlled opposition plants lying to you, these things shouldn't be mutually connected. But do you notice that all the influencers...
Calling Capital Operator, how may I direct your call?
Yeah, Dave Taylor, Ohio, please.
Thank you. One moment, please.
Let's see if this...
Transferring your call. Have a good day.
Thank you, young lady. You too. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you. Chambers office. This is Matthew. How can I help you today?
Matthew, this is James Preston.
How are you, sir?
Not worth a damn. Not worth a damn. You traitor Israel loving pieces of garbage are still in there. All of this is a message that is to go to Congress, which again I know that it's not. But I'm documenting that myself and me personally am standing up and saying that I do not want this. None of this NDAA, given to Israel and all that stuff. BB Nasty Yahoo and all of them, Trump being the Jew and stuff like that. I mean, all of it sneakily underhanded and everything else, and we know why. Because these are invaders. We know what happened in 1871 whenever they switched over the United States of America and went to U.S. Incorporated. And everybody just thought whenever you say, well, I'm from the U.S., that meant USA, when in fact it did not. It meant U.S. Incorporated, and everybody went right along with it or whatever. And then with their stupid plan or whatever, it wasn't stupid, it was actually genius what they did. It was devilishly brilliant that they had their meeting on Jekyll Island, and that took place in 1910, and then from that meeting of 1910, they put it all together and worked it all out and stuff. And in 1913, they went ahead and set it into motion, which was the world banking system, so that no matter what any individual does that's out there thinking that they might be free is bullshit, because they set it up to where they have a monopoly where you cannot buy a piece of bubble gum and you can't do anything, nothing. And even the stuff that is our God-given right that you pieces of shit have no right whatsoever of even saying anything about, like our personal property, our vehicles, our land, and so on and so forth. You've went into your usury, or whatever you want to call it, and you hide the word payment with the word tax. So when people hear the word tax, they think, oh, that's what I'm going to give. That way my roads stay good, or that, you know, they'll put up the signs or whatever to keep me safe and secure, which is actually nothing but a freaking lie. It's a lie. You can't have the word tax. It's a payment is the correct word there. And in 1933, what did they do? They manufactured the bankruptcy of the incorporation. The U.S. incorporated the business. And why did they do that? Because you can actually make a shit ton of money, quote unquote, there, because money really only refers to gold and silver, and we'll get to that later. So they're twisting it now with the currency and the money and all that stuff, and people still don't understand that. But in 1933, they manufactured this bankruptcy of U.S. Incorporated, which everybody said, well, America's bankrupt. We need some help. You know, so just like what is happening today was happening back then, because they didn't ask the bosses, me, they didn't ask me what to do back then, or any of my past relatives or fellow Americans what to do. They just went ahead, just like today, and they put the cart before the horse. Because why? Because we keep letting you assholes do this. They bankrupted it, and it wasn't just for the wealth part of it, as in currency-wise or money-wise. They did that so that they could do the very thing that they wanted the most to happen, which was put in any rules, regulations, laws, or whatever that they wanted to against we the people without us even knowing about it. And then you just slowly let it set in on them, just like turning the heat up on that frog so he don't jump out of the pot. But you just kind of put it out there, and then you just let it just slow burn. You don't make a big noise about it or whatever. You just let it kind of fester, and the next thing you know, you got gangrene, and then you got to cut your damn leg off. Or it kills you, which is exactly what is taking place now. It is killing, and I venture to say that, in fact, that you all did what it was you were trying to do. You killed America. Because there is no America. The only way that we're going to have an America is if we get you rotten pieces of garbage out there. And if you notice, I really try to refrain from using the word treason, because treason is whenever you actually dupe your own country or who it is that you're working for. But in this case, all of them are absolutely committed 100% to their country of Israel hell and to the Illuminati. And anybody thinks that Illuminati is some word or something made up or something like that, or it means fiction or something like that. No, Illuminati is the group of individuals like the Rothschild and Rockefeller and Demichi, Freeman, so on and so forth. And you can't, you can't exclude any of the newer ones today, like whenever you're talking about Wexner or Gates or well, especially old Dumpy Trumpy there, because he's nothing but the butt puppet that they're using to be the front runner and the face. But somehow old nasty Yuckapoo keeps getting his face in front of every damn body. And I got news for you. You may have succeeded in killing America right now, but there are still Americans that are out here and we're woke up. We're figuring out what to do or whatever, because we can see what is happening with the creation of Israel in 1948, creating that so that you could establish a place that whenever the slaves, the Americans that you made into slaves, then they have a legitimate place that they can say, oh, well, we're donating to Israel hell. And you've got all of these mindless, brainless turds out here that are absolutely working for you guys, Israel, absolutely up and down, back and forth, side to side. Because some of them, even when you tell them or you try to share with them what's happening, they don't want to hear it. And as soon as you say anything about the demonics, the little hat wearers there, then, they say, oh, no, we don't want to hear that. So they don't want to hear the truth. So you guys have got some really, really good brain dead sheeple that's on your side, for sure. And I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to turn loose of the most powerful, the strongest, the most influential catch that you guys have infiltrated. And that is exactly what this is. Let me tell you something. If you have any American that does not feel safe in this country, you have failed. You've failed. But here's the thing. That's not really the intended purpose or job that you was trying to do. And you can't get some people to wake up and realize that. Their intention was never to make your roads better or to make your life more healthy or for you to have even a happier life. They don't give a shit about you whatsoever. They don't know your name. They don't care about your name. They give you a number and they put your ass on the stock market as soon as you was born. And if you don't know anything about the straw man, well, then you're still asleep and you ain't got no time to wake up. So it's probably game over totally for all of us anyway. But some of us is going to go out with our eyes open. And some of us will go out swinging, not just laying down and taking all this bullshit. Thomas Massey spending 30-some million dollars or whatever just to get him unseated from the seat in Congress or whatever, which I don't believe in none of it. It is all corrupt. There's not one iota, there's not one person that is taking one single penny from me, the people, that is worth saving. None of them. If they are collecting a check from the government, okay, well, the government is not we the people's government. That is another foo-fa, just like what they did with when they switched out the United States of America for U.S. Incorporated. It's a switch, and they're playing the same thing with this word, these words and stuff. When you think that it means something for you, it doesn't. So when you say government, you need to switch that out with invaders. You all are a bunch of invasive parasites, and we, the people, the patriots that's actually woken up, that's actually going out, and I'm going to tell you something. You know what? I've only got one hero. If there was ever a hero, and that is my Lord and Savior, the Father who is in heaven, and his Son, Jesus, or Yahusha, and the Holy Spirit. That is my only heroes. If you're going to call them heroes, that's it for me. But you know, there are really good patriots out there that are ripping down these signs that spy and everything. Let me ask you this here, whoever's in Congress that won't be getting this message, so I know that I'm just talking here to the people on the channel here. But let me ask you this. Who is it that you feel that is truly doing something for you from this government? When is the last time these invaders, when is the last time when they have done anything where you woke up and you said, oh, well, these invaders done this. This is a wonderful thing for us. This is exactly what we needed. That never. And then look at all these Peter Thiels and all this of Palantir and these flock cameras and stuff like that they're spying on we the people. But here's the deal: they're going even further. They're not just wanting to use the cameras. No, because you can see a camera. Now they're going to this 6G, which is functional and operational for those out there that have not heard yet. But this is so that the waves themselves that goes through the air penetrates through your body, and then they know exactly where you're at, who you're with, how long you was with them. Nobody wants 6G. We didn't need 4G or 2G. All we wanted was just phones and information or whatever. But just like what a few really outstanding individuals had tried to do and tell us what was going on, you know, we chose to stay asleep at the time and we didn't pay attention. And now you know where they live at? They're living in, of all places, Russia with Putin. Jesse Ventura, you know, went over there, and Putin, of all people, right? Because we was always told how bad Putin is, but Putin actually shook his hand and told him, said, hey, do your show, and you know, you've got full control over, you know, whatever you want to do. I'm not interfering. And Ventura said for the last 4 years, he's held to that word and never messed with. And guess what? I can't even get his show here in America. Jesse Ventura, who was the governor of California, a congressman.
Unless you have a specific ask for the congressman, I'm afraid I'm going to have to let you go and keep this line open for other constituents.
Unless I do what?
Unless you have a specific ask for the congressman, I'm afraid I'm going to have to let you go and keep this line.
Yeah, okay, I do have a specific ask, but there is no timeline, which proves my point even more that you are an invader. So you can hang up on me if you want to, as you're not supposed to, and you just prove my point even further. But here is my ask. I'm asking you once again, as I've already did, to get the hell out of our country. I'm asking you to get out, that way we the people do not have to terminate all of yous. I'm asking you to return all of the stolen money. I'm asking you to stop going to war with all these countries and stuff that we have nothing against. We're asking for all of this to stop with the children and stuff being murdered. We're asking for the files of the Epstein list to be completely released all at one time. We're asking to stop spying on us. We're asking you to do this so that we don't have to make you do it. Because when it comes to that time, like myself, it's not going to be just kind words and asking no more. We have a Second Amendment. So I'm asking for you to, you know, before you wipe your asses on the Constitution, because none of you give a shit, and like you right now, you don't like sitting there listening to we the people, which is your damn job to do, and you're getting paid really good freaking money that you're stealing off of we the people to do, but yet you're saying, oh, I got to get off here. So why won't you say how many constituents have called in today? I bet you won't. You want to tell me how many constituents that you talked to today?
Sir, I can't speak to that.
Right, and the reason why you can't is because your butt hurt. You have to sit there and actually do a little bit of hard work, which is listen to me, the people.
Again, sir, I've got that down for you. I'll forward that to the congressman. You have a good day.
All right, read it back to me. And there you go. See, that's why you know that these pieces of dog shit does not work for we the people. We are invaded. We're invaded. They're pieces of shit. Pieces of shit. Now, I'm going to put that number back up there. And let's see here. Where to go to? Yeah. Here's the number. If you want to call these invaders and tell them to get the hell out, right there, 202-224-3121. Tell them get the hell out of our country. They're pieces of shit. They don't like it whenever you speak the truth. And you know what? Nobody does. Nobody loves the truth. And I don't even care. I don't even give a shit. Close your eyes. I had a nasty couple walk up and start interfering with me the other day whenever I was at the Goyam Slop Distribution in Jackson, you know. And I was in there actually just documenting some stuff or whatever that I didn't know if I was going to post it or put it out there or what I was going to do with it, but I knew I just wanted to have the information. And as I'm doing that, this rotten turd who she just wanted to keep her eyes closed with her little male companion following in behind like a little chihuahua follow dog, you know, they come up and they start talking to me, asking me what I'm doing. And when I started telling her whatever, and as soon as you start telling the facts or whatever, you know, they're like, oh, no. I go by the King James Bible, and you know, well, you know, it's just 100% factual and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know that the Bible, most of it or whatever is there, but it has been altered. There's been things taken out of it, so on and so forth. And if you don't know that, you can prove it to yourself. There's plenty of videos out there. Just go and do your research. And you know, I'm all about the truth, but I want the whole truth. Nothing but the truth. And people can't handle the truth, right? So, anyway, again, I'll make one of these videos. It's more for self-documentation more than anything, because people don't like whenever you're just telling them, you know, stuff like this right here. And as you can see, this NDAA right here that Thomas Massey here on top, you know, now he's only got so much longer left in his term or whatever, because the Israelis, the ones running this, yeah, it's the Illuminati. So it's not really Israel hell. It's not really that. This is the Illuminati. Make no mistake about it. You know, could anybody imagine like 10 years ago of putting up with this shit that we're putting up with? I mean, I wake up every day and I'm shaking my head like, how in the hell did we get here? Well, let me tell you how we got here. We fell asleep and we stayed asleep. And nobody wants to do a damn thing about it. Everybody's just being entertained by watching the videos and stuff, and they're not saying anything. And if you don't say anything, guess what? You are giving your consent just by not saying a damn thing. So, again, this is my documentation that I'm making. You all do whatever you want to, you know. But just like the piece of crap over in the Goyam Slop place where I was at the other day, you know, trying to share the truth with them, and they just backed up and locked in on all. Now, look, see, there's old nasty Yahoo on there. piece of garbage, man. So anyway, if you're here, I appreciate it, and thank you so much. And you know, we got to stand up together, say something, because if you don't say something, then that is you giving your consent that you're going right along with it. And this NDAA joining Israel and all that stuff is absolutely insane. Call the number. Call the number. Document it. You know, at least tell them that, hey, I don't agree with this bullshit. You know, I mean, you're calling the enemy. Just bear that in mind as soon as they answer whatever. But that number, 202-224-3121, Washington switchboard. Tell them you want to talk to Dave Taylor if you're around Jackson here, whatever, as I am, Ohio. But you can ask for whoever, and if you don't know, then just tell them you're not for sure who to talk to. But you better call them up and tell them that you don't agree with it and you don't want it, or you are agreeing with it just by not saying anything. You've got your warning. Anyway, so much more I'd love to say, but I'm not going to. I'm going to end this live stream. God bless y'all for being here. Appreciate you so much. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to, and if not, then, you know, God bless you. Talk to you later. I'm going to try to sign over here if I can figure out how to do this. I do the same thing all the time. I'm like, how do I stop this crazy?